I'm not gonna lie, kids, I saw the name of this one and knew I had to read it. I don't know anything about it. I didn't know if there was a first part or there was a second part or anything. As soon as I saw the title, I knew this needed to be read. And honestly, it turns out it's written by our friend who wrote the Mika incident story. You know, Mika tats, whatever the hell that means. This is Adventures in Cursed Carnival. Quote, "The clown made me shit." Unquote. Now you know why I had to read this. Hey, it's the Mika incident guy. I sure love sharing these awful stories with you all, so, here's another one. I had an acquaintance regale her tale to me a while back, and it's funny enough that I still remember it. I'll call her Lil. She's about 5 feet even. Attractive, Asian, sporty, long black hair. She enjoys stylizing, and relatively into the anime and old school video games. In other words, she's kind of neckbait that reels in the real big ones. Literally and figuratively. Consequently, she constantly had to deal with our favorite kind of greasy, smelly giant stereotype. I think she has a few trilbies, XXL shirts, and other trinkets in the closet from several beardies that pledged their eternal love to her and gave her something as a token of affection. It never seemed to work, strangely enough. Moving on, there's a specific one in mind that I wanted to talk about. Let's call him Tan, on account of his cargo shorts always being tan, save for the occasional grease stain. I saw him around once or twice, pretty much a big balloon covered in flesh. The unusually patterned anime shirts he liked to wear, coupled with his ubiquitous tan shorts, which made him look like a bulbous mushroom. Now, Tan was quite infatuated with Lil, to the point where he was the childhood friend that never stopped asking her out. He even managed to leech himself onto her friend group, where he was the only boy. They really tried to tolerate him at first, but quickly grew tired of his incoherent rants and flawed theories on sentient sex dolls. He smelled rancid, always ate something fatty and drenched in sugar, and hated non-Asian women with a passion, Lil's friends included. Or so I have been told. I'm inclined to believe her. Around mid-October, Lil and her friends took a weekend to go see the local fall festival and their scare attraction. Of course, Tan tagged along, yada yada, couple hours pass, they have fun. Tan complains his feet hurt and the sweat has made him smell even worse than usual. The band finally gets to the Fright Maze, Cursed Carnival, and convince each other it would be way more fun if they didn't go in together, herd protection and all that. Anyway, they decide to instead go in groups of 2, with 8 people. Naturally, Tan and Lil ended up together. Mostly because everyone else's patience had run out far, far, and long ago with him. He was going on about how he was a chivalrous man, and it was his duty to protect her from the living nightmares. Except he was visibly shaking with fear. Classic. So they go in, and almost as soon as that curtain drops, a clown comes in. Gets in their faces and screams. There's a shrill, high, girly scream and some whimpering after. Lil didn't even let out a peep. Now the chivalrous paladin Tan was at the mercy of these creepy, stalking clowns, and he was afraid. He started clinging onto Lil's arm really hard, shiny coat of sweat forming on his skin as his paranoid eyes darted back and forth like a cornered lemur while the clown slowly walked behind them. That part didn't concern Lil. What concerned Lil was that there was a smell even worse than the bacterial growth under Tan's folds starting to form. At first she thought it was just another scent the scare attraction put in to increase the disgust factor, but when the clown started to distance himself from Tan and Lil, she realized the horrible truth. Tan had shit himself in fear. Almost like a protective holy barrier, the absolute unit that was Tan's feces kept all the scares at bay, leaving the speechless clown demons to instead resort to simple stalking and staring at a distance. Maybe Tan was a holy paladin after all. The brave few who attempted to scare them quickly retreated the scene. Lil heard one of them go, "Oh shit," under his breath, and it inverted the situation so much that she began to laugh and got through the whole maze without any further fear. They get to the end where all of her friends are waiting, and they too are hit with a blast of friendly fire from Paladin Town. They pressed him on the issue really hard until he meekly stares at his feet and said, "The clown made me shit." Of course, such a revelation shocks absolutely no one. One girl immediately told Tan to just go home, but he argued that his mom dropped him off and she wouldn't be back for another hour because of work. Another asked him to just get a cab, but he again denied the possibility, saying he didn't get his allowance because he was rude. Lil, having enough, sternly tells Tan to go clean up, and he slowly says, word for word, "I didn't have to last time." This wasn't Tan's first ride on the shit rodeo, apparently. The rest was pretty uneventful, save for the group huddled closely together while Tan stayed about 20 feet behind them, alone. The other stragglers of the evening avoiding him like a plague victim. I do wonder from time to time what became after, but I never really asked. Maybe I should. Perhaps to this day, Tan still has shit in his cargo shorts, destined to never be cleaned. Well, I mean, if you go into a haunted maze, that's definitely one way to make sure that the monsters don't chase you, but I don't know. I think I would have gone with something a little less demeaning and staining. So, wow. Yeah, it's all fun and games until human feces gets involved. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. You can like, comment, subscribe, and also I have a Patreon if you'd like to donate dollars, and I always try to find a smooth way to integrate Patreon into these outros, and you can't because it's just Patreon. Nothing rhymes with it. It's not funny. I don't fucking know. Whatever. This is a weird story. There was shit involved. Anyway, goodbye. I love you, by the way, but goodbye also. Okay, bye.